Hello and welcome to episode 47 of Days Gone By, the review series for the classic and vintage cars of Gran Turismo 6. In this particular episode, we're discussing a less obvious choice of automobile. In the world of Gran Turismo, it's easy to consider cars that are only the very best in their respective classes. But today we ask the question, that age-old question, can the small, affordable, classic underdog prove its worth? Well, let's find out. Now, the Mazda Carol is a 39,000 credit machine powered by a mighty, naturally aspirated 358cc motor powering those rear wheels. Think of it as a BMW M4 that you can put in your pocket. Its peak power sits at 57 thundering, mighty horses, and its red line is a screaming 8,000 RPM. Torque is equally as impressive at 45 foot-pounds, though this figure arrives much lower through its rev range. And as you would probably assume, and correctly so, with full upgraded capabilities, the weight of the 360 Carol from Mazda is low. Really low. 505 kilos is pretty amazing, and to convert it to imperial units, that works out at roughly the same as a teabag. The horsepower per ton sits at a mighty, thundering, brain-melting 113, and the PP itself can strike fear into the tomahawks and Red Bulls of the modern age, because it sits at not one, not two, but 349 pp. But enough chit-chat. The real question is, how good is it around the track? Well, my friends, you don't have to wait until this summer to find out. You can find out right now, because it ain't that good. In fact, it's actually pretty slow. But that's not the point, because it's fun. Really fun. It's tiny, like an adorable little dog of some kind, or a drivable peanut. It's amazing, it's fun, and it can only do around 100 miles per hour. But then again, if you've purchased this car with the idea of actually winning races, well, you should probably rethink that strategy, champ. But what this car does offer is, well, a kind of fun experience. It's cute, it's small, it's light, it's cheap, it's fast, and that's about it. The fuel economy is mind-blowingly good, mostly because you're barely moving. The handling is also remarkable, primarily due to the fact that it's barely bigger than the driver itself. The Mazda Carol is essentially a shoebox with an engine, and as such, it offers abilities which no other car in Gran Turismo can. For instance, have you ever actually noticed how beautiful the scenery in Gran Turismo is? No? That's because you're actually driving quickly. In this car, you'll be able to appreciate every single blade of high-definition grass. Mostly because you're going so slowly that you could actually count them. As far as a pit crew, well, you won't have one, because they'll desert you. But that doesn't matter. You're a strong, independent princess, and nobody's gonna rain on your charade. The Mazda Carol is an amazing example of Japanese ingenuity. And in fact, it's an automobile which allowed Japanese families to affordably transport their children and themselves to destinations so that they can actually focus on important things like family time. But we know you don't care about that. What you care about is cars. Me too, because they're cool. Really cool. I'm sorry. The Mazda 360 Carol really is a unique car on Gran Turismo. It's small, affordable, slow, and old. the Citroen 2CV, and the Ford Model T, and the Subaru 360, and the Fiat 500. Well, it's not that exclusive, but what it does offer is quite a lot of fun. It's a great conversation starter, and although its competitive range isn't exactly mind-blowing, what it does offer is a great collector's piece. That's basically what I say in every one of these videos about cars that are really useless at anything else. But you didn't hear that from me. Overall, though, the Mazda 360 Carol is an interesting vehicle which can certainly appeal to certain drivers, myself included. It's a car which could do with being a little bit more powerful and a little bit more useful. But as it is, it's a fine example of a fun, cute, really quite purposeless vehicle in the world of Gran Turismo. But for certain drivers, it could be fun. Just don't expect to win anything in it. Overall, that's it for this particular pick. And if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe. And just between you and me, you don't have to wait until this summer to find other car reviews for classics and other vehicles. Instead, you can become the hero, not that we deserve, but that we need, by clicking on the playlist at the end of this video. But for now, you'll have to excuse me because I really need a glass of water. And for now, as always, thanks for watching.